Hey, all right, we're live.
I guess so. Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, along with my co host there. It is Freddy the Ref, Mr. Freddy Valente, but now we will start calling him
Oh God.
Florida Freddy. That is
Oh,
his new name now, Florida Freddy. And yeah, go ahead and laugh. Yeah. So my little buddy's down there in Florida right now, so we're doing this split box. He's kind of walking me through this. So if we have any snags tonight, I apologize. I'm a
yeah, it's
good
all
mouthpiece, but I'm a little weak on electronics here. So,
yeah.
and I hope the lag isn't going to be too bad. Oh, I didn't hear you, Freddie. You talking?
I said, yeah, it's all your fault.
Yeah. All my fault. I can barely hear you. Maybe it's my ear. I knew I should have put this in my good ear. Anyhow, yeah, I start all my shows out by giving shout outs to actually some terrific people, guys I really, really like. And, I start with Tim Schloss. He owned Tiger Stripe. Where am I at? Tiger Stripe up here. And he was a sponsor of mine years ago. And he owns terrific paintball park there in St. Louis. Actually, 10 minutes from the airport, as he always says. So if you get a chance, jump on and say hi to Tim there. He's got a great field. I understand he's been putting a lot of work into it, and he's a heck of a good guy. And I also say hi, obviously, all the time to Mr. Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. Dan was a sponsor of mine with Air America years ago, and now I'm with him with Immortal Air, and I absolutely love it. And his son John, is just doing absolutely terrific. And then also Bud Orr. Can't ever say enough about Bud. Bud was on. I was on a show last week with Brad Gruitt, which I definitely want to thank for having me on there. And we had Bud Orr on, and it was just great. I absolutely loved it. And we also had a guy called Mr. Caesar. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Freddie, I butcher all these names. It took me months to get Freddy Valente down pat.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
that's the best name in the world.
Yeah, once you can pronounce it, it's not so bad, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's easy for you to say. You're in Florida. Anyhow, Mr. Caesar Pizzo. Anyhow, he invented a thing called Ultra Silk, Ultra Silk, and it's something that you dip in. I know I'm killing it, and you dip it in, and your valves and everything, and it's supposed to just make everything perfectly slick. And he's starting to put that out right now. So if you get a chance, you're going to want to get online and just look for Ultra Silk. God, why do I keep saying slick? I keep
I
looking at Freddie and saying slick.
do, do I need
Oh,
to go down there and teach you how to talk?
would you mind?
Here, we'll do it. We'll,
I'll
we'll,
pick I'll pick you up at the airport.
there we go. We'll give you a little force there from Mr. Big.
Ah,
Okay, trying to help you out there.
yeah, you're killing me. You're killing me. Anyhow, yeah, Ultra Silk is supposed to be something really terrific. It bonds to the metal itself and makes everything extremely slippery. And it's supposed to last to quite a while. So I'm actually looking forward to it. He's supposed to be doing when I figure out what marker I'm going to shoot, I'm going to send it to him and let him lube it all up. And I guess I'll be up and running and ready to go. And tonight we're having some real good guys on. We're still trying to hook up with Rick Rico Fernandez. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, he just tried to send me a private message, and he says the link isn't working. It's obviously it's working because you got me in there. You got Hanu in the green room. So
Yeah, well, maybe it's something I screwed up on. Maybe I could try it again. I don't know. Kevin Donaldson, Uncle Kevin, we were going to have him on tonight too, and he hasn't clicked in yet.
he comes in a little bit late.
Yeah, he does that, huh? So real quick, how do you like it in Florida, buddy?
It is it's home. The weather when I first got here, of course, was hot. then it rained, and then it stopped raining, and then it rained again, and then it stopped raining, then it rained again, and then it was muggy, which Florida weather is. Um, it just it feels like home. I'm with my family, and I love it. It's like it just feels right. It does, and I miss everybody in California. I don't miss the fires. My throat's still a little froggy from the fires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually gotten a little bit better out here. They're saying something about it's supposed to get worse for the weekend. I don't know what's going on, if the winds are going to change or what's going on. But first they said it was going to be great for the weekend, and now they're changing it and say that it could be a little smoky for the weekend. But, they could just be talking about the Bay Area, because the cancer benefits this weekend. Right. And it's up in Sacramento. It's on Saturday up there at Capitol Edge. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping we're going to have a really, really good group up there for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to play some good games, going to have a target shoot. I guess they're going to shoot the crap out of me. That's why I understand it.
Better you than me, buddy.
Yeah, I know. You left at the perfect time, too.
I'm not stupid.
Hey, I got Andy Surratt. He just jumped in and he says, you use Ultra Silk the same way you use arthritis cream, Fred. Arthritis cream, Fred. Yeah, I'm breaking in a new tongue. You just spread it on and good to go. So I thought you dipped it. I thought that's what Caesar was talking about, that he dips it in and it bonds to the body. But I could be way off base on that anyhow. And Richard Wilcox, he just chimed in and says everything's going to be fine in SAC. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that it's just going to be basically the Bay Area. So yeah, I left at the perfect time because if not, I will be probably part of that shoot too. I mean, Wilcox was talking about me being out there shooting, getting shot at, and no, I come to Florida, and what do? My son shoots me with a Nerf gun.
Well, there you go. But see, if you'd have been here, I'd have made sure you were out there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, problem is, you're not big enough for me to hide behind. That's a problem. Huh? They had to squat down or something.
Nice.
Hey, to hide. I don't want you crying on screen. Come on.
Oh, geez. Try hiding behind. Now, try hiding behind Wilcox.
No, I can't. Come on, Rick. Rick's like a stick man.
I know.
But they're going to put me out there with Dave Bain, so I might have a shot at that.
Well, just turn sideways.
Yeah, and get my belly shot up. I don't know about that. I got to tell you. Well, I got to tell you, this is kind of strange doing it this way. I'm so used to having Freddy alongside me. We're giving it our best. I'm sure next week will be better, and it'll get better after that because we're still trying to dial all of this in. And not so easy. I got right here Cesar Pizzo. He is Mr. Supercocker, because even Bud Orr was talking about some of the autocockers he puts together are just absolutely incredible.
Wow. Supercockers.
Supercockers. Yeah, they're supposed to be they're supposed to rock. Even Dan Colby says that it's a hell of a marker.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Now, is this a new cocker or is it something?
I think it's just something that Caesar takes and goes through, and his modifications, just make it a super cocker, I guess. Because Dan Colby was telling me about it, and he said they absolutely rock.
Okay.
So, I don't know. And Kathy Alvarez says hi.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, you actually don't know it yet, but we're actually putting something together for Uncle Kevin here in a couple of weeks. And I'll tell you sometime when I'm talking to you on the phone, because I don't want to tell you now in case he's listening in on us. But it should be pretty cool, man. It should be pretty cool. Hey, William Bailey just chimed in. William, I know William's traveling right now. I think he's down there with Bud Orr. And yeah, William, I was going to send you a link. You want to come on, man? Give me a holler, and I'll have Freddy walk me through it.
No. He's got to learn, people. Okay, he's got to learn how to do this shit himself.
And he will. He will. This is his first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, here Rico's up and running now. Right on. I asked Freddy. I said, "Hey, Freddy, can you walk me through this? A piece at a time." And after I got by the screw you part, it just didn't work. What was that?
You promised not to say nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, this lag sucks. I like cutting into you right when you're right next to me. That's more fun.
Great. I know.
Well, you know what? How about we bring up Mr. Hanu Fox and Mr. Rico Fernandez? Both these guys are down there. I don't think they've ever met each other. Both terrific guys.
And both Florida boys.
Oh, here we go with the okay. Florida Freddy. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be digging at me with that for a while. I know that's coming, man.
East Coast is the best coast.
Yeah, that's what everybody on the East Coast says.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I am going to bring up right now Mr. DJ Hanu Fox. And it worked. Hey, Hanu, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. Not much. I talked to you a little bit earlier, so, I haven't cut you off yet. So I guess everything's working pretty good, man. So why don't you go ahead and tell, you got an event coming up here pretty quick in just a few weeks. Am I right?
Yeah. 2 weeks. We got our Endless Legends event out at OXCC in Chesapeake City, Maryland. Great game. We checked on it today. We were looking at our registration. We're going to have a good 300 to 400 players out there, a couple paintball tanks for people to deal with. Absolute great facility. Barno does a great job setting us up. He works all year long to make sure that we're ready to go. So I'm excited.
So you got pre-registrations on that already?
Yeah. We're looking with what we already have, and still another week or two of pre-registration to go. We're going to definitely break 300, probably closer to 400 players for this one.
Wow. Oh, outstanding. So this is something, do you do this every year? Or is this something that's a new one, a new event?
No, this one we do every year. We've been doing it at Bryan's Field for, I think this is our third year out at Bryan's Field. And it's just great because each year we try to take the base of the game that everybody already likes and they know they like, and then we try to kind of up what we're doing a little bit so players can't really predict what's going to be coming at them. So that emotional roller coaster we can take them on is the best part of these type of games, is springing new stuff on them that they have to deal with.
And this is the Hawaii, right?
What's that?
This is the Hawaii game, right?
No, this is our Endless Legends game in Maryland. Hawaii game is over Valentine's Day weekend in February out at Maui Paintball. And then that one it's paintball on Maui. I mean, that alone is cool enough, but there's actually just a ton of stuff to do. We've done everything from spearfishing out there, horseback riding. We rented Harley Davidsons and rode all up through the back mountains and stuff like that. And it was just a blast.
You guys want to go to Hawaii?
Yeah, that sounds extremely cool. Yeah, I'm actually hoping that thing actually goes off, because I'm not only looking forward to going there. I told my wife I was going to take her there, so now I'm kind of under the gun. So
it's absolutely worth it. We call it a playcation because I'm going to give you a great game, and the field is amazing. Maui Paintball does a great job. They've got these treehouse forts that all interconnect with bridges and stuff like that. It's just absolutely one of the coolest fields you can play on. But the reality is it's also like going to be this great vacation that you get to do and just experience the beautiful island of Maui and all the people there. The local players are just incredible ambassadors for the island and for the sport, and they're great at taking people. If they want to go surfing, they'll take you out. They find whatever you're looking to do, and they want to make sure that you get the most of your trip there.
Oh, that'd be cool. Hey, William Bailey said to say hi to you real quick.
Hey, Bailey. What's up?
You want to jump in, Freddie? Because there's a lag between us.
There's a lag, really?
Yeah.
How bad?
Just a few seconds, not killer. Andy Starrett, he just chimed in and he says, I should get a Florida Freddy blow-up doll to put next to me. I might do that next time. I seen one down the street. It kind of looks funny, though. I don't know. You'd look like this. I don't know, buddy.
Oh, my God. You guys are fucking killing me.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Hey, I'm gonna bring Rico in. I might as well put all you East Coast guys on here. You guys can kick my butt. It's fine. I'm tough. I can take it.
Good Florida turnout.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that the one in Hawaii goes off. You want to tell us just a little bit about that real quick before I bring these guys on?
It'll be the 12th through the 14th of February, 2021. The registration is going to go live in October, and right now the plane tickets and all that stuff are really in our favor.
Yeah.
So it's the best time if you've ever wanted to make a run at it. And one of the features that we worked out with the owner, in fact, his idea, I want to make sure I give him credit for it, the owner of Maui Paintball, is we worked out a deal with each other that any female players are going to get free entry to the game. So they're going to be able to come out there. If you have a spouse that plays but doesn't play as often, that's a great thing to bring her out and have her play. And it's going to be, Valentine's Day in Maui. It's going to be real hard not to be able to sell that one.
That'll be cool. One thing you're going to want to do, you're probably going to want to check the licenses, because my little buddy Freddy, he's not short of wearing a dress to get in for free. He'll do anything to get in for free. I'm telling you.
They're giving away all my freaking secrets.
Damn, I miss you. You know that?
I'm not here alone, guys. I got my family to this whole damn.
I've had a lot of our friends suggest that they're going to identify as girls for the weekend. And I'm like, we're a judgment-free zone here. You just do your thing.
There you go. Well, you know what, Hanu? You said you've never met Rico, right? Rico Fernandez?
Yeah, we haven't really met in person. We've talked a little bit online.
You guys, one thing that Freddie and I really love about our show is trying to bring people together. I'm trying to build a sport like I did to start with, years and years ago. So I'm back in it to give it another shot and see if we can't get another shot of adrenaline here. And that's what Freddie and I are doing. And so I want to bring in Mr. Rico Fernandez. How you doing, Rico?
What's up, guys? I got my I'm getting ready for war, to go play DJ's game one day. When
There
I get
you go.
back on my feet, I got my helmet ordered. So
Perfect.
Hey, you know what, Fred? You can't say nothing because your daughter's over here on the East Coast too. So
I know. Twist that knife, buddy. Twist that knife. Yeah. So Rico, you got an event coming up here too, right? Uh-oh, can't hear you, buddy.
how about now?
you go.
Yeah. there
Oh,
you
much
go.
better.
Yeah,
So
I
you
hit
got an
that little
event coming
button.
up.
Yeah. My event is obviously the January 16th, 17th, Florida 10-man. That little logo back there. I know it's not visible on the TV, but we're getting ready for. I'm super excited for this year, and I got a little job. Not a job, but a task. I got to put people on task. I need a little help. One of the things that I want to do this year, and I'm going to ask anyone that can contribute with some ideas. I'm trying to rename the Mounds Field, right? One of the things about Gator Paintball, real quick, is we've had a couple of people that passed away that we felt compelled to name a field in their name. We had a 14-year-old kid that went fishing with his dad when he used to be a regular in Ponce Inlet, Florida. And just to make a story short, he drowned trying to take the anchor out on tide coming up, jumped in the water and got tangled. That cuts the wrong rope. The kid drowns. So we renamed the field. We named the field under his, renamed it. And the Hidalgo field, that field remained named under him. So we've done that to 2 different occasions. And this year I want to do Tim Montresor's. I want to rename the Mounds field on the memory of Tim Montresor. His mom, Miss Jennifer Montresor, is going to be at the field at the event. She's, wanted to just come out and help. She said she just want to be part of it. And so I need a name for that field. And I need somebody to give me some ideas. How do we name that field? Is it the Montresor Mounds field? Is it the Timo 40 field? Ideas, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a big log and I'm going to engrave it with laser, and we're going to mount it. And that day at the event, we're going to mount it on the field and leave it there permanently. And so this is something that I need help from you guys, anyone that is listening. Something that would be cool in his memory that people can connect and remember. So that's a little thing I'm asking in favor. So anyone listening.
Yeah. If people do that, Rico, how can you give us your website so they can chime in, and give you some of their ideas and also maybe sign up to play in your tournament.
Yeah. So to reach out to me, just send me a private message. Eventually I'm going to start a thread on this special request, but the website is Florida10man.com, but you can just abbreviate FL10 MAN, Florida10man.com. The website is up and running and is populated with the information, and you can sign right through there, right? Otherwise, you can go to the APPA or PB Leagues now and sign up through the event. Look up for GPX, Gator Paintball Extreme events, and you'll find the event there. We have already 11 teams signed up. 9 of them are paid already, so we're 4 months out. We should we're going to try to cap it at 18. I don't want to create too big of an event,
Right. Steve McGuire just chimed in and he says, honestly, you should call it Montresor's Mounds Field. So
M&M. I thought about M&M.
Montresor's Mounds Field. That's a lot to say. You can call it the M&M 40.
M&M 40. I don't know. M&M. I mean, that's what we need. We need ideas. So I'm all for it,
Or TM40.
TM40. DJ, you're great at coming up with stuff.
I'll think about it a little bit, see if I can come up with something.
I know.
We're going to come up to the event that weekend. My wife and I are going to be up there. So if you need any help or anything, let me know.
I surely appreciate it, brother. And I miss your Florida events. I miss your Florida events. I played the two of them, and it is what it is. The field closed.
Yeah, the field closed. That kind of puts a damper on it.
Oh, of course, yeah. So,
well, you got to come up. You got to see the reimagined version. We now do that game up at Black House Paintball in Myrtle Beach, and we went opposite of what we've ever done with any other game. We're always looking for these huge fields that we can put a ton of people on it. What we did with this one is we purposely found a very small field. The field is only like 16 playable acres. And so it's basically like playing a final battle for 2 days straight with missions that you have to try to run in this process. And the way they built the field is there's no clear sight lines anywhere. Since they couldn't go wider and they couldn't go longer, what I told them when they were designing it, and they're incredible to work with, they went up and down. So they made a bunch of trenches and then made a bunch of mounds on the opposite side of the trenches. So that way you can't just sprint from one end to the other. There's just too many obstacles in your way to just sprint. So it slows the field down for the movement, and it makes you have to make much more shifting moves, tactical moves with people. You have to muscle your way in. There's not a lot of sneaking around. So you have to actually coordinate your players a lot. It's been one of our more popular fields, and to give you an idea, 16 playable acres, and we've been putting about 300 something people out on it, 400 people out on it, and it doesn't play small. They come off and they're like, that's the most intense paintball I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, even when the fields are big, though, all the fighting is in the middle anyhow.
Sure.
Yeah, there's
so
more.
It could be 1,000 acres, and it's all going to be in the middle anyhow.
Right, and we try to design on the bigger games. We use that distance that you walk as kind of the attrition, because we have you where you can just go back to the end, you wipe your head off, and you go back in. But the distance is kind of how we balance it out. If you start spawn camping one side, the fact that they have a short walk, you have a long walk, kind of allows them to work their way back out. It's just the natural. If we get in a gunfight, if we go 1 for 1, I only got to walk 10 feet to touch in, and you've got to walk, quarter mile. I'm going to get back out, and we just keep going like that. And so
it's like a reincarnation then.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of scenario paintball, or in our case, we like to say ours are like big game formats with missions, because we always have like a center flag that each hour that is if you just want to go shoot people, there's a flag right there that's worth a lot of points. Go just gunfight the hell out of each other right there. If you want to actually run missions and do stuff like that, those are also, we run 3 to 4 to 5 missions an hour, so you can go do that kind of stuff too if you want.
That's a lot. Cool. I mean, and you know what? I like that. So I have to schedule it once I get my little more therapy on my legs. Mm-hmm. I'll come up there because I don't want to walk a lot to engage.
That's a perfect one for you. You can just turn right in and start banging away, man.
That's right.
So what do you think of that idea, Freddie? 16 acres sounds pretty cool, huh?
It does. It really does. I like it. I think that's a great idea. I like the fact of going up and down with the mounds field and making all the obstacles. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, and it's one of the things we try to do because we run 4 to 5 games, depending on what year it is. And I never want anybody to be able to say, "Oh, I went to this one Legends game, so I went to one. I went to them all." So we make sure that we do different things. At our Bones and Ashes game, we have a third factor. We have a third entity team that's out there, and they can't win the game. They're just an obstacle you have to deal with. At this dreaded Legends game, you've got to deal with the fact that it's such a small, confined space. The Endless Legends one that's coming up, we kind of modeled it after like Da Vinci Code and National Treasure. So there's lots of puzzles and ciphers and physical challenges you have to do throughout the game. And when you think you've solved something, you might have, but more than not, you probably just found another thing you got to go do now. So there's just these series of steps. And so there's these, the best part is it seems to be one of our more popular designs just because people like, okay, we did it. Crap, we didn't do anything. We got another mission. All there was another thing. And off they go.
You got to do all that and not get shot.
And this is all why you're getting shot at. Absolutely.
Right. I did my first one like that years ago in South Carolina, and I got to tell you, it was terrific. And to start it, there was probably about 400 people, a couple hundred on each side. And they just handed me a paper with coordinates and things that you had to go capture and do. And that was the first time I ever did that. And I got to tell you, it was a kick in the pants. It was nothing but fun. Yeah. I mean, we had to get down pilots. It was just cooler than hell.
And see what I loved about it, and it's my favorite thing, especially for guys like you guys who have this isn't your first rodeo. You guys have been in paintball forever. And we get you guys, or we get the current like pro players. And it's great to have you guys out because you get to go back, and the pro players too, even though they're younger, they're so intense when they play. They have to practice at a high level. They have to compete at a high level. Come on out. We want nothing from you. We need you to do nothing. Go have a whole weekend remembering why you started playing paintball in the first place. There's 400 targets over there. Go shoot them all. And just enjoy yourself. And, there's nothing we need you to do. We don't need you to give speeches. We don't need you to do a photo op or autographs. We've had people from bands to Make-A-Wish kids at games, and we don't even let anybody know that they're there. They're just come, and we had a guy from the drummer from Slipknot come to one of our events, and he came, played the entire weekend, and went home, and nobody but myself and his friend that came with him knew he was there until afterwards.
Well, that's what I always talked about was, back in the day, the big games to me were the riot. They were fun. Mm-hmm. Tournaments were a business for me. Right. I was under the, I was in a glass house all the time doing the tournaments. I go to the big games, win or lose, who cared? To me, it was all about not only having a good time, but all the people I got to meet. When I went to the tournaments, they were basically the same guys, which I absolutely loved. but they were basically the same guys all the time, because it was pros and amateurs is all it was. And not everybody got to do that. I go to the big game. It didn't matter who you were. Anybody could show up and play. And I just loved it. I think the big games, even to this day, I just love the big games, period.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite thing when I'm playing one of them and not running one of them is to find younger kids or people you can see that they're dabbling. They're in it, but they're kind of not sure what to do. And there's a famous line amongst my friends that I'll look at them like, okay, I'm down to a hopper. Who wants to go do something stupid?
There you go.
I'm leaving anyways. And so it's kind of this ongoing joke that, I'm like, if somebody even just hears me, I'm like, all right, I'm down to a hopper. And everybody's like, all right, here it comes. This is going to be either epically bad or epically good, but one way or another, this is going to be fun to watch. And
bad for
off
me.
we go.
It is. Yeah, I wish I was in Florida, man. I'd like to put a 10-man in Rico's tournament down there. Freddie, you should see what you could do, buddy.
They got planes.
Fred, they're painting pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, but then you'd want to play alongside me. This guy goes out and he shoots something like 16 or 17 balls a second. I mean, I don't even think that quick. I'm the old guy, one shot, one hit. But
I hit trees.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't hit anything. I hit trees.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least you hit them. I mean, you don't tell everybody you're 5 feet from it, but other than that,
Well, if the trees would get the hell out of the way, I could shoot the players behind them. That'd be perfect.
Well, I know this year is kind of dead in the water for everything that's going on because of all the virus and all this crap. But next year, I am definitely going to hit the road big time, man. If Rico has one next year, I'd like to come down there, put together just a bush league team, just a bunch of guys that want to go out and have some fun, and play a tournament. Like I say, that would be a fun tournament for me because, I'm not under the wire for anything. It's just a matter of going out and having a good time.
Yeah, 10 men is what is good about 10 men is just that, like DJ's events. You don't come out here with the prize money in mind. In fact, I just, I don't like to put a lot of money on the line, a lot of prices. I want you to come out and hang out with your buddies and reminiscence back when we were shooting at 10-man events. And that's what these guys love. We get the pro players as well, retired pro players, and they love it, right? It's all what it's all about is that enjoyment. So, by the way, we do put teams together. And last year we had, 19, not last year because I had to cancel the event due to my accident. But on the 2019 event, I had a team that was put together, just guys randomly come and they took 4th place out of 18 teams. So it doesn't mean you're going to do bad or good.
You've heard of the Muffs, haven't you? The old team, the Muffs.
No,
let me tell you, that was made up of myself and Tim Schloss, and just there was like 3 of us on it that were pro players, and all the rest were just nice guys, manufacturers. We we played Mayhem and damn near won it. We took 2nd place at Mayhem, and I mean, over in England. And let me tell you, there's a lot of kick butt teams that were playing there, and we still ended up taking 2nd place. So you can get a bunch of guys, and if it gels, it gels, right. But I wouldn't go into it. I wouldn't go into it with the idea that I had to win this.
Right.
I go into it with the idea is I'm gonna have a good time.
Is that the game where Jessica yelled at them for robbing you of the game?
Nope. That was actually a Jim Lively event. And we took 2nd in that one too. And I'm not going to tell you the team because they're actually still around, but I won't mention the team that happened against. But Jessica, my daughter was 6 years old, and Jim Lively is a real good friend of mine and has been for a lot of years. And I still stay in contact with him. And my daughter just lit him up. I felt so sorry for Jim because, she's 6 years old. You can't say a damn thing to a 6-year-old kid, So he just stood there and took it. And it was pretty funny. My daughter just chimed in, Jessica Schultz. That was the Masters in Tennessee. Absolutely. And Bud Orr just chimed in. Hey, Bud, I don't know if William Bailey's down there with you, but I'm sure everybody on this screen would love to say hello to you. Mr. Bud Orr, guys.
Bud is awesome.
A legend.
Absolutely. I was on Brad Gruett's show last week, which was pretty cool. Had a great time. and Bud was on there, and it was really, really good. It was good to see him. You know, Bud and I go back a lot of years. Bud's just one of them guys, you know, if you don't like him, something's wrong with you. That's all there is to it. He's just helped, you know, and that's another reason, you know, that Freddie and I really got this show going is I don't want people to forget the older guys. You know, the newer guys is one thing, but you know, the guys that actually built this sport and made it what it is today, you know, Schloss, Colby, you know, Lively, Jerry Braun, you know, Bud Orr, all these guys, you know, I just don't want the kids nowadays to forget these guys. You know, these guys worked their butts off, spent a ton of money, a ton of time, and a lot of heartache to make paintball where it is today.
Yeah, we actually had a guy. I'm involved with the Paintball Hall of Fame, as you know. Yeah. And as part of doing that, we've been putting these classes out, and while we'll get 99% of the people are super excited when they see the class and they're really happy to see somebody in, there's always one or two people that pipe up and they're like, well, who's that guy? And why is that person getting in? And so on. Like, I've never even heard of them. And that's my answer back to them. I'm like, that's why we're doing this. The entire purpose of this Hall of Fame is to make sure that we thank the people that got us here, all of us.
Yep.
And
I know I work my butt off, believe me.
Well, 100%. And there's a lot of really deserving people. And when I first was talking about the idea of doing it, the first person I went and got was Bambi, and because she's just ultra efficient, she knows everybody, and that was my biggest concern. Is, you know, she helped put down and really put a good focus on taking my vision of what I wanted to see in this, and here's how we should do it so that we give it the right amount of credibility and give it the right amount of respect that it deserves. Yeah. And with the what you need to do, how the voting goes, who votes, the whole concept that way, she was instrumental, 100%. Took the vision and turned it into reality. And it's great. And I love what she's been able to do with it. We bring her up every year to kind of be the moderator of it and connect. And, you know, for me, I still get to nerd out because I get to meet all these people and it's so cool. And they're always so great and nice people. And I get to learn something too. And it's cool. Like Forrest, I didn't know all the stuff Forrest had contributed to the sport until he's up there. Pardon me?
Forrest Thatcher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know everything. I mean, I've heard the name, but I didn't know everything about it till she's reading off the biography. And I'm literally standing behind them going, damn, okay. Really? That was him? You know, and I'm involved and I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
And so if I didn't know, there's so many people out there that also don't know, but need to know.
That's what I'm trying to do. You know, Bud Orr just chimed in and said, yes, you did. And Bud, coming from you, that means a lot. Believe me, I appreciate very much for that. And, you know, that's my big thing is that I don't want people to forget, you know, Freddie and we talked a lot about the guys that actually got this thing going and the manufacturers that brought it up to where it is right now. Because, you know, a lot of the kids, they go in, they buy their stuff and they go out and play, and that's all fine and dandy, you know, but a little bit of the history of the sport should be known. And Steve McGuire, real quick, Steve McGuire just chimed in and said Bud Orr and Cesar Pizzo were on his show. And that's absolutely correct. I talked about Brad Gruitt, but Brad, I was on another show with Brad also. But yeah, Steve's correct.
Well, you know, with John Abadia, you know, has that history of paintball video coming out. You know, I thought that was a great idea, showing the trials and tribulations of paintball and everything it went through in the very, very beginning, who the key players were and stuff like that. Because these kids today, they got no idea who any of us on the screen are. They have no idea. You know, right? Schultz, they're like, who? He's like the very first paintball celebrity. He's the reason why paintball is as big as it is in the West Coast. You know, never heard of him. No, but here, check out my Planet Eclipse gun. I'm gonna go play airball. Okay, yeah, go ahead, go kid. You know, No idea.
Well, and I look at him like, you see that air tank on the back of it? We had a guy named Dan Colby who goes, "What if?" You know, and
Yeah.
you got he's the one that you're not sitting there with your CO2 bottles and dumping it and weighing them and filling them and all that garbage. And look what you can do with the guns now because we're using the air instead of the CO2.
Yeah.
And
I went back, I go back with these guys from their beginnings.
Right,
I mean,
right.
yeah, Dan was one of my first sponsors also. And, him and I, we went back and forth. Yeah, I used to go down to his place in Chicago, and it was just great. You walked in there, man, there's like 500 bottles all lined up and just regulators everywhere and spring packs and stuff. It was, I used to have a great time. But real quick story. I did a tournament over in France. Tom Kay and I went over there. And Tom Kay, everybody knows him now. Tom Kay had Airgun Designs, period. And so Tom Kay and I go over there, and it was an amateur tournament, and they allowed one pro to play on per team. So I was the pro on the team. There was Tom Kay, myself, a couple guys from France, a couple guys from England, and a guy from Germany. Well, we went out and we won that tournament. So at the end of the tournament, we got done, and there was hundreds of people there, and they all lined up. Everybody wanted my autograph. So they got in a big line for my autograph. And before I signed anything, I says, you guys want my autograph. I says, and just about all of you guys out there were shooting either a cocker or you were shooting a mag. And I bet you guys don't even know who makes the mag, because Bud wasn't there that time, And I pointed to Tom Kay. And Tom sat down and finally people knew who he was and was signing autographs for him. And he was just going nuts. He had the best time in the world. But the point being is these kids, even back in the day, were shooting his marker and didn't have a clue who the hell he was.
Mm-hmm.
So,
100%.
Yeah. And that's what I like changing is
I didn't know him from what he did to the industry. I knew him from Scenario Big Game legend status, where he faked an injury at a game one time to get brought into the base while waiting to get help so he could drop the base and kill the commanders. And
that sounds like my buddy.
It's one of these long time, legends and myths in Scenario Paintball. So the first time I took a command, he just happened to be at the game at Living Legends 3. And he got assigned to my team and showed up and wanted to come into my base. And he didn't have the right card with him. And I'm like, "You're not coming in my base." And he's like, I'm like, "You're also famous for this shit. No way. You're out of here." People were horrified that I'm telling him no. And I'm like, I am not going to be the latest story in this man's legendary history. No way.
Yeah. Well, Tom and I, we hung out quite a bit and traveled a lot together, actually. And we did the very first big game, the world record breaking game in skirmish in in Pennsylvania. It was Cleo and Paul Fogel's field back there. Anyhow, make a long story short, there was like 26 or 2,700 people there. So it was split up. There's like 1,400 on the side. So I got my wife and Tommy and I, and we come out of the woods into this big clearing. And out of the other side comes about 500-600 guys. I mean, you had to see it. It was just a flood of people coming out. And Tommy looks over at me and he goes, "Freddy, what do you want to do?" I go, "I don't know about you, Tommy, but I'm going to run like hell." We turned and just jetted back in. And my wife's going, wait for me. So, yeah, I mean, there's a gazillion stories I can tell you about Tom. But Tom always treated me nothing short of terrific. All my sponsors, I can't say enough about them, what they did for me through the years. They were just absolutely incredible. But I'm glad I'm back in it. And I'm, guys like yourself and Rico, I was very glad to meet Rico. Rico was in a bad accident a while back, and, he's coming out of it right now. And I am so happy that he's in paintball, because he's the kind of guy, we had him on one night and he had a message, and the message was pretty damn good. You remember that, Rico?
Oh yeah. I live by it.
There you go. Yeah. And, Freddy and I, we just enjoyed the heck out of talking to you that night. And the message was really, really good. I just cannot say enough about that. So
on that note, I found myself almost policing the Facebook when it comes to, I've defended fields that I'd never met the owners, and I get in there and I'm just Don't do that. Don't go in there and bash a field. And I've done it, and the fields have reached out to me and said, thank you. We don't know what, they just, and so a lot of the players in Florida now, they know that not to argue with me on Facebook because they're not going to win. And
Yeah,
I've got
right
that
on.
reputation. They're like, you know what? I've actually had a guy put a comment the other day that says, Rico is a very nice guy, but you don't want to get into an argument with him. And I found that funny. I thought that was hilarious.
I love it. Well, yeah,
That's
you gotta remember back in the day, now I didn't ask for any of the cover shots I got. I didn't ask for all the publicity, but I got it. And there were people that would just absolutely hate me for getting that stuff. And so, I was grateful, all my sponsors, and I had just a million friends out there that always stuck up for me. But it's just sad that you get somebody that hates you because they can't do what you're doing. I never feel jealous of anybody. Envious sometimes, maybe that would be the word, but never jealous of somebody that gets to do something that I don't. And, when I linked up with Freddy, that's one thing that I really liked about Freddy is, his attitude towards the sport and towards people, because you're not going to bring people together by bad mouthing anybody.
No, that's
period.
Right.
Right. And you're not going to make paintball grow. The more you yell and look bad and anything to the public, the worse it's going to look for you. And it's the worse it's going to look for the sport. So, Mr.Fred and Friends is for old friends and new friends. And both you guys matter of fact, all three of you guys that are on the screen right now are all really basically new friends of mine. And I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am to have all three of you guys as a friend right now.
My philosophy is this: if you got nothing nice to say about a field, don't say nothing.
That's right.
That's not how you're going to grow the sport. If you want the sport to die, sure, okay, go ahead. Badmouth the field, badmouth the owner, badmouth the staff. Okay, it's bad enough that people go on Yelp and they
right,
bad stuff. But
why you badmouth me then?
Because I can't.
I can't.
But that's the whole thing. My objective is to grow the sport. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, it wasn't never about me. It was never about my videos. It was never. That's why I'm hardly ever in my video, my normal videos. You'd see me in the beginning wearing my mask. You'd never see my face. I would introduce the game and then go right to the game. Okay, it's about the players, it's about the field, it's about the game. Okay, that's how you grow the sport. Bad mouthing a field, bad mouthing the owners and stuff like that. I can bad mouth some owners. It's not, it's
just not productive. That's all there is to it. You use my philosophy, and that's one thing I like about Freddy is, if we don't like somebody, then I just don't talk about them. If I like somebody, I will go way out of my way to help them in any way, shape, or form I can to help promote the sport. Just like Bud Orr. Bud Orr could ask me to do anything. Tom Kay could ask me to do anything. Tim Schloss, Dan Colby. And believe me, I would be the first one up there to help them do it. Now, you guys are starting to get into that ballpark. If there's something that I could help you guys with, I would stand right up and do it in a second.
And you have with me.
Well, yeah, I have. Okay, but I'm talking about the other two. You're spoiled.
Fine. Thumb over the camera here. Where the hell's the camera? Yeah.
I still love you. I hope that was your thumb.
You know what? You guys already contribute by what you're doing with your show. That's your contribution to the sport. And DJ, what we were talking about is that social media our sport is fragile. Field owners are struggling, promoters are struggling, manufacturers are struggling, the distributors are struggling. So there is no need for these young people we have to take it upon ourselves, the people that have been around the sport and understand the struggles of the sport. We have to kind of police our youth, educate them, or even, and just stop the nonsense, put things in perspective, come out of our shells and not worry about the blowback in a chat in Facebook. I'm not afraid to come and defend a field, even if he's 30 miles down the street from me. When I see a witch hunt, bunch of guys, kids that are just tearing down that field and doing bad reviews, it hurts our sport and it's not good. And I will defend Any field, I don't care. Any promoter, I don't care. It's
Yeah,
not what I want to see.
real quick, Rico, not to interrupt you, but I want to bring on a guy that has worked a long time with me for building the sport. Mr. Kevin Donaldson, Uncle Kevin, we call him.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
There he is.
Leaving me
doing,
hanging for the last 10 minutes. Killing my battery.
Oh,
If I was there, it would have never happened. You would have been up a lot sooner.
Here we go.
10 minutes is all we can handle, Kevin. I'm just saying, man.
That's what everybody tells me. They're sick of seeing me already.
No, man, I like you being a regular. Matter of fact, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but we got something coming up for Uncle Kevin in a couple of weeks here. So I'm going to tease you because I want you to lay awake at night and think of what the hell is it going to be. But I think you're going to have.
What are you guys going to? What are you going to do? The Kevin Donaldson roast?
They told you.
Shit.
Ooh, can I play? Ooh,
You're gonna get all the people to do a 1 minute comedy bit on my fucking antics.
No, I can't do it, man. I can only put 10 people on at a time. You know how many people would chime in to get on that? Now we're just talking about how and yourself, how we've worked over the years to promote paintball. Because you remember when I first started, everybody I talked to, I mentioned paintball, and once I got past the ping pong part of it, then everybody goes, oh, war games, and I would talk to blue in the face, go, no, they're not war games. And I'd sit and explain it to them and stuff. So, and yourself, you brought a lot of people into the sport in a positive way. And that's kind of what we're discussing tonight.
Okay. Well, I don't take credit for anything,
Well, we didn't give you any either.
Don't give me any credit, man. I just love the game.
We love you too, buddy. You know that.
I love all you guys too. You guys have all been good for the game, one way or another.
Yeah, we started when we first started the broadcast. Oh yeah, hey Freddy, your looks have improved, buddy. Wow. Yeah, when we first started, like the second or third person that chimed in goes, "Where's Kevin Donaldson?" Oh, yeah. A couple weeks, we got something pretty special for you. You're gonna like the hell out of it.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, no, I know you will. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it would be cool and you'd love it. So what's new in your area, buddy? No storms?
No, everything's been okay for the last few weeks. The corona, the normal routine here, the quarantines if you leave the state, and the nonsense we got to deal with these Democratic governors.
Yep.
So
but you're still heading to Chicago in a couple of weeks, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I got good news from the Fox crew. They're coming with us to Chicago. That's a definite.
Great.
So I'll be looking forward to interviewing a lot of my friends for the TV show. So I'll be making some phone calls over the next week or so to try and set that up.
Good deal. How's the team looking?
Team's looking okay. We're looking okay. But we got to go up against some tough competition,
Oh, yeah.
These events are not easy.
No, I did them for years. I know that. Believe me.
Yep. So, hopefully we'll do well. I don't have – my expectations aren't very high because my team is, a relatively new group of guys. I mean, but
right.
We'll see. The test is the event. Practices we don't – we basically just drill and work situations. So, we don't have we haven't really played anybody to test what we've been working on for the last few months. But that'll happen in Chicago. So
it sure will. That's what I was talking to Rico about. I told him, next year if he has his 10-man, that I'm probably going to put together just a ragtag bunch of guys, 10 guys, and go have a good time and play his tournament.
Well, if I can't get my team down there, which I don't think is going to be a problem, maybe I'll jump in with you.
I would love it. You know better than that. You always have an open invite with me. No problem.
Well,
maybe we get Hanu to come down there. We get Hanu to come down there, and Freddy and the four of us could go out and rock.
Yep. And
look. You know what? Sometimes it's great to just go to an event and have fun.
Absolutely.
Where you don't have the pressure of having to perform. And having all that nonsense. That's what I enjoyed about the old UWL. Is I used to just throw a bunch of guys together and go play, and it wasn't about winning.
About that earlier. Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Was that I told him back in the day. I love the big tournaments, but the big tournaments were a business for me. You know, the big games, they were just a riot. They have a good time. So, you know, and just like, you know, if we do Rico's, it'd just be a bunch of guys getting together to go do it. I would love the hell out of that. Win, lose, or draw. I'd just go there to have a good time.
Well, the nice thing about Rico's, you know, living in the Northeast, getting the hell out of here and down to the sunshine in January is worth it by itself. You know, I'm usually leaving a foot of snow to go down there, and it's great.
Wow.
It's great. It's worth the trip just for that. I don't give a shit if I win or lose.
Yeah, that's funny, man. It hasn't even snowed yet, and you're bitching.
Oh, because it's coming, man. It's 55 degrees here right now. So
Wow.
You got three Florida boys right here. You got a place to hang out, and it's
No
real
kidding,
chill here
yeah.
with the COVID thing.
I got
They're
a lot
real
of
mellow
Florida
down
people
here.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I
Kevin's
do
loved
have a job, you know.
Yeah, Kevin's loved everywhere. So we were talking about Hanu's got the one coming up in Maryland, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and unfortunately, it's the same weekend as the Chicago ICPL,
I
so I
know.
can't even go
Yep.
down there.
No.
I can't, and you know, I mean, I love to go to OXCC. I love Brian Barnow's field,
Right.
you know, and it's not bad for me. It's only a 2-hour ride, so it's, you know, it's nothing. It's nothing for me to go down there, and
We'll
I
get you
wish,
there next year.
unfortunately, I wish I could make it, DJ. I just can't. You know, I'm a tournament player first.
I got you. And you either
Yeah.
get you there or you come out the Legends this year. We're going to put Fred up on stage and induct him in the Hall of Fame along with some other really great guys. You can come there and help us do that.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, that's no problem because I get to stay. If you're doing it at Legacy, I get to stay at Howdy's, which is only down the street, you know.
There you go.
So I'll stay with Howdy in Chicago. And, you
He
know,
comes and keeps me in line every time I'm down there.
Howdy.
Yeah, you know, today, Kathy Alvarez talked to Howdy. She said she hadn't talked to him in like 20 or 30 years or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I talk to Howdy all the time. You know, Howdy and I have been friends since we're young, very young. In fact, the first time I played paintball was with Howdy. You know,
I remember Howdy.
Me and Howdy go way, way back, way before there was ever any paintball. You know,
Rosie still plays with you guys, though, right?
You know, he's hurt. You know, Howdy's got you know, rheumatoid arthritis and shoulder injuries, and you know he's beat up. So
Now
you
I'm
know
talking
he's been out with us, but he can't compete. You know, like he used to.
Now I'm talking about Rosie. Rosie still plays
Oh,
with you,
Rosie,
right?
absolutely. Rosie chimed in before, and or it said Rosie was watching. So hopefully Rosie's still watching.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Rosie's a good guy. You know, I always talk about the Blasters. You know, I first met Kevin many years ago at the World Cup there at Jerry's Field. And that's the first time, you know, I met the Blasters out there, and I watched the way they reffed, and I watched the way they handled the crowd and the way they took care of people. And, you know, that's where I got so much respect for them, was right there. You know, there wasn't anything worse than going to a damn tournament, spending $10,000 for your team, and then just have the reffing be nothing but garbage. And you know, you get cheated out of this or cheated out of that, or a friend is a ref of the team, you know. And with the Blasters, it didn't matter how much they liked you or who were friends with you. They were straight up all the time out on the field, and they were kicking the pants off the field too.
Well, you know, Freddie, we were such fair judges because we didn't like any of you.
I knew that. I knew. Well, you guys were New Yorkers. You know, we knew that
You know,
coming in.
yeah, we were a bunch of New Yorkers, and you know, we always competed against you. So we didn't like you, so we sure weren't going to give you any favors, which made very even judging.
Yeah, we did hit heads a few times, huh?
Oh, off the field, though, totally different story. But you know, I'm joking about not liking you guys. You know, we liked everybody as long as we weren't on the field. Then we hated everybody. In fact, we don't even like each other on the field. Shit. You know, every event we go to, you know, every event that we show up at, there's a fight and everybody's going crazy. There's a fight. Who's fought? The Blasters and the Blasters. You got to be kidding me. They can't even penalize us or eject us because we're fighting amongst ourselves.
I absolutely love
Crazy.
it.
Shit still goes on at practice this weekend. I thought I was going to wind up with a brawl between all my own guys. It's nuts. Freaking nuts.
Well, yeah, you fight amongst yourself, I guess, is one thing. As long as it's not against another team.
No, we don't have. We're worn out from beating up each other. It's crazy.
I love it. I absolutely
It's a
love it.
circus. The goddamn Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey circus. This team.
Yeah, but you wouldn't trade it for anything, though, right?
Hell no. Hell no.
There you go.
Hell no.
There you go.
You know, the thing about New York paintball, you know, in the early days, it was like a bunch of guys that were on street gangs that decided to be paintball players, you know?
Yep.
So you know, that's the truth too. Everybody was a brawler, you know, everybody had some kind of mental disability, you know? Can't believe we're still doing it all these years. Yeah. And 90% of my team, I think, you know, one of us had a fight with the other one because we were on different teams in the early days, and that's how we became friends. But it's nuts.
Yeah, well, that's the way it works sometimes. Absolutely. Freddy, what's going on out there?
Not much, man. Just trying to get all my bearings. Dude, I got a lot of shit I got to take care of.
Hey, real quick, you get your stuff unloaded?
No, the stuff will be in probably tomorrow or Thursday. My two cars showed up on Saturday. I got to get those things registered. I already got car insurance on them. I got to get my driver's license squared away. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, and I got a trip coming up where I will be in Disney next week. So I believe, what day are we doing Disney? Tuesday. Tuesday we are going to be at Disney, which back then was MGM Studios.
Yeah.
Y'all heard about that little event that they did back in the 90s?
Yeah, it was pretty cool from what I heard. As a matter of fact, I got people that still go there, and some of the buildings on New York Street, they said were still there, were shot up. Mark Gong was telling me. Well,
I'm going to be there, and I'm going to do a live video when we're there on Tuesday around and on New York Street. So,
yeah, but you're going to spend all your time, and it's a small world after all. You know that.
That's what I was going to say. Would you get a job down there?
Well, no. He's going to go to a small world because then he feels like the center on a basketball team.
Joke's on you, Fred. That's on Monday.
Oh my God, you're going to be back on Tuesday, though, right?
I'm going to try. We're going to try to make it on Tuesday. Yes.
Oh yeah. You're going to make me do this alone. Pretty cool. Yeah. That's funny. All right. I'll have Uncle Kev. I'm going to bring him up right away.
Well, it's about time he should come up first. I mean, Jesus.
I don't want to. I don't have to come up first, but you know.
Oh, in 2 weeks you got to come up first, though.
Oh,
because you're gonna like it. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Well, I hope I can be on that night because I might be editing
the
tape
29th.
or working on the show or. I'll try and be there.
The 29th, you'll be there. I know you will. I got faith in you.
Well, Kathy Alvarez will harass me and make sure I'm there. Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She's on there right now.
Kathy Lubengeiger.
That's right. Oh, you're kicking her butt, man. I love it. Her name is Kathy Alvarez now, everybody, but it used to be.
I know. Used to be Kathy Lubengeiger.
There you go. Yeah. I wouldn't want to say that a couple times quick.
Well, that's why when her brother played with us, we just called him Luby.
Oh, there you go. Right on.
Great guy, her brother. And her brother Eric, too. When he was young, he played with us, too. So 2 of her brothers played with us.
Well, I know we got 3 guys that got some good things going on here. Kevin Donaldson, Rico. I like calling him Rico. I love that name. Fernandez. And DJ Hanu Fox. These guys all are putting on some terrific events. And guys, I can't thank you guys enough for coming on tonight and talking about those. You guys, even not even talking about the events, you guys are just a pleasure to talk to.
I appreciate it,
Freddie. Hey, Freddie, can I make just one quick plug if you don't mind?
You betcha.
Just today I made Waldo, Jonathan Rulin, and I decided that we're going to throw a 7-man event at Jerry Braun's Field, 7-man woods ball event on November 22nd. So anybody in the area that wants to attend that, get in touch with me or Jonathan Rule, and we'll set you up with what's going on.
Okay, so they have to get in touch with you directly then, or is there a
Well, we're going
website?
to announce it, but we actually just, Jonathan called me up and said, hey, look, I want to run a 7-man event. What do you think about doing it up on the new fields we built up at Jerry's? And I said, let me talk to Jerry. Jerry agreed. So like maybe 10 minutes before your show started, we banged out the tournament, what we're going to do. So there'll probably be something. We'll be putting something on Facebook real soon. So again, it's a 7-man woods ball open event at Jerry Braun's Field, PSI, New York on November 22nd.
Yeah, you can announce anything on here. You know better than that.
Well,
And
I don't want to do that. I don't
every
want to hijack your show, but I want to.
I don't care. I mean, you guys can sit and talk. I'll just kick back and watch you. I mean, I had Rico and DJ going for a while. And Freddie and I were just watching them. They were doing great, man. Hell, I almost got a sandwich. They were the show.
You can always change the name of the show to Friends and Mr.Fred.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Fred couldn't ask for better friends. There is absolutely no doubt. I could not ask for better friends. I feel blessed all the time for it, man. I really, really do. And I got William Bailey. William Bailey says, get the East versus West game scheduled on the 19th, the 19th, the 19th.
Oh, well, then we'd have to find a month that the weekend falls with a 19th, okay? Just for Bailey. Just for you, Billy.
I absolutely love it. All right, guys. Well, Mr. Fernandez, I appreciate very much you coming on. You're more than welcome on anytime you want.
Thank you, guys.
One more time. Plug that 10-man, buddy.
Yeah, it's Florida10man.com, FL10.com, FL10man.com, January 16th, 17th. I hope to see Kevin there. I hope to see you all there for sure. Mi casa, su casa. So I'd love to have you guys. And thanks again for inviting me in the show. It's a great show and great to meet DJ. I follow him more than a lot of people think. I watched the other day, he put in a message in there that he put a post that he did 1,200 miles in a trip in a motorcycle. I'm like, I can't
1,600 miles over Labor Day weekend.
Oh my God. Wow. I mean,
I couldn't walk for 3 days if I had done that, young. So
yeah, my butt was pretty sore by the time I was done.
You're a warrior. You're a warrior, brother. But anyway, thanks everybody.
Hey, so Rico, I'm going to have you back on in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to have you on, you and Hanu both every couple of weeks so we can keep pushing your events until the days they happen.
Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good evening, buddy.
You too, brother.
Take care, Rick.
Hey, take care, brother. Love you a lot.
I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey,
everybody.
DJ, I'm really thinking about coming out to Maui.
Dude, don't tease me, man.
I'm telling you, I'm seriously thinking about it. I think I may make that trip. As long as my schedule permits. That's the problem because nobody's announcing event dates.
I know. I put mine up for the year I always try to get mine out there as early as I can so people can kind of jump around them a little bit based on, our games and stuff like that. And people are great working with each other. Actually, surprisingly, we're pretty good producer-wise at working with each other. But then what we run into is not always do we gel as good with the tournament stuff because it's not the same thing. It's motocross and street racing for motorcycles. It's the same thing, but not really. And so sometimes we end up on the same dates because they're good dates. You know what I mean?
I know Freddy and I want to be there. That's for sure.
Do it. I will make sure that you guys have the best paintball vacation of your life.
Oh, hey, I haven't been to an event you've held yet that I didn't enjoy, so.
There you go.
I'm all about the party, man. I'm all about the party.
I take it the right level of serious. I have a cocktail in my hand when I'm telling you now, all of you follow the rules. So, I want to make sure we understand each other here that, everybody gets that I'll give you a great game, but I'm also going to give you a great experience of the weekend. You're going to have a lot of fun with your friends, and we're going to play a pretty good paintball game while you're there.
Right on. Well, Hanu,
All
I
about
appreciate
that.
very much having you on tonight. It's very cool of you to do that for me. And I'm going to have you back in a couple of weeks so we can keep pushing your events until they happen.
I appreciate it. It's really great to come on here and talk to all you guys.
Very good.
Great to
Well,
see
you
you,
have a good
DJ.
evening, buddy.
All right, man. You guys take it easy.
Take care, man.
That was
Well-
Mr. DJ Hanu Fox. What
And
a
then there
great
were
guy.
three.
What's that?
I said, and then there were three.
Then there were three. Yep. Me, Freddy, and Uncle Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin, you're a staple on the show, buddy. I got to tell you, people love it when you come on. I think it's
I
all the
don't
rude
know.
people. I'm not sure, but
I think it's the COVID. They'll watch anything.
I absolutely love it. All right, well, Kevin, thanks a lot for coming back on tonight, buddy. And I look forward to having you on every week. People absolutely. My daughter just loves it when you're on. She says her and her friends just absolutely love it.
Oh,
matter of fact, she just chimed in.
Someday I have to talk to Jessica because, one of the most embarrassing moments of my paintball career involved your daughter, and I don't even know if she remembers it, but
Yeah,
I sure as hell do because she was just a kid when it happened.
Yep.
And I'm still embarrassed, and I apologize.
Yeah,
Jessica, if you're watching this and you remember, I apologize.
She's watching right now. Yeah, she just chimed in and said, "Have I mentioned I've never been to Hawaii?" Yeah, that's too bad. But yeah, Kevin, she said that you are the bomb. Period.
Well,
she
tell her thank you. Thank you very much.
Her and her friends love it when you come on.
Yeah, they want to see that crazy New Yorker.
They do. That's why I keep it to last, because everybody will watch the whole damn show just to watch you.
Yeah, okay. I wish I had that kind of popularity. But thanks for having me on, guys. Freddy, how was the move? Everything went well?
Everything went smooth so far.
He worked the hell out of me.
Yeah, well, now I get to do it by myself. So
yeah, I know. That's the only thing that I think is going to be cool is you got to unload it alone.
3 days to do it. So
well, Big Fred, you did a good job with the show by yourself too. I got to hand it to you. You got technically savvy pretty quick.
Yeah, let me tell you. Freddie helped.
Oh, Freddie helped.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I tell everybody, I'd rather be lucky than good. So,
all the skill in the world doesn't beat dumb luck.
There you go, pal.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. Well, I'm looking forward to having you on next week. And anything you need, buddy, all it takes you is a phone call. You know that.
Well, yeah. Well, what I need is a call from you tomorrow so I can talk to you about something. Okay.
You got it.
All right. Take care, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Take it easy, Kev.
See you later.
That was Mr. Kevin Donaldson. Uncle Kevin, as Freddie and I call him. Not bad, Freddie. I guess it went pretty good. I like you better when you're sitting alongside me.
Then move your ass down here.
Yeah, maybe eventually here. But I guess it worked a little bit of a lag. I don't know if it's your internet or what it is, but
it could be.
Yeah, but it's good to see you.
Same here, brother.
Good to have you back. And whatever it is, we'll get it ironed out here. So it'll.
Well, at this moment right now, I'm at Maria's. I haven't logged on to any internet Wi-Fi. I'm running off of my phone. So
got it.
Yeah, I didn't
maybe
know.
That's what it is.
It could be. We were right in the middle of. I was introducing the Mandalorian to my son and Maria right before the show, so I didn't have time to log on to the Wi-Fi. So, but yeah, it's fine. I think it'll work out.
Yeah, the picture's good and everything. It's just the voice was just the audio, just a little bit of a lag, nothing major.
Yeah. Well, of course the picture's good. I mean, look at this face.
And it begins. I was waiting for that too, And here we are, an hour show, an hour and 14 minutes later.
Whenever the show ever end on an hour?
Never. Well, It was really good to meet Maria and meet your son. They look like they're terrific people.
They are.
And I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I wish you were here. I'm not going to pull no punches on that. But I'm happy as hell for you, buddy.
Appreciate that.
So you have a safe trip to Disneyland. Say goodbye to everybody, and then I'm going to say goodbye.
It's Disney World over at this end of the world.
I got you. You're right. Right on, pal. Well, you have a good evening, and be nice to everybody there because you weren't here.
Always.
I love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
All right. Stay safe.
I will.
Okay, bye. That was Mr. Freddy Valente. He's my sidekick right here, and I absolutely miss not having him side by side. This is our first one that actually I've done by myself and without him sitting alongside me. And he's usually the technical guy. He pushes all the buttons and everything like that, and I just sit and shoot my mouth off. And we both do what we got to do, I guess. So he kind of walked me through it tonight, and I hope everybody out there, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sticking with me tonight and watching this. The guys I had on tonight, I feel are just terrific people. I try to put all the best people on. So, Freddie and I just want to take and keep promoting paintball in a positive light. And, that's one thing I'm really, really glad that I linked up with Freddy Valente. He's a good guy. And I'm just really proud to do a show with him. So everybody out there, Art Gonzalez, a very good friend of mine, played on Constant Pursuit, just chimed in and said, great show. Art, buddy, forever. You're always CP, and forever I'll always love you. You're just one of the special people in my life, and I want you to definitely know that. William Bailey, I didn't have him on tonight. Kind of sucked. I miss having him on. He is just not only a wealth of information, he's kind of a kick in the butt, and so's Bud Orr. I'd like to get those two guys on together sometime. I could go out and have dinner while they do the show, because those two together would just it would just be unbelievable. They are absolutely two terrific people, and they work very, very hard for paintball. And so everybody, Kathleen Alvarez, thank you very much for chiming in. You're a doll. I didn't say much to Uncle Kevin, but we will get that set up, and it will all work. So I guess from myself and my buddy, Mr. Freddy Valente, I say, please play hard, play safe, play fair, but go play paintball, everybody. Till next week, 7 p.m. Pacific time. You guys all have a good evening. I'll see you next week. Bye now.